Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Imperial Guard Tactics video. So before we get into today's video, I want to say a super huge thank you to Danny Fuller for sending us in these pictures of his really cool Imperial Guard army. I especially like the Ogrin / Bulgrin conversions with the big slabs of concrete instead of brute shields. Look absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, Danny, for sending in these pictures. Right, so today's video is going to be talking about autocannons and grenade launchers. Basically, we're going to ask the question, are autocannons and grenade launchers becoming more and more competitive? Are they making a comeback? Now, lots of people will initially shake their heads and go, no, autocannons are rubbish in comparison to heavy bolters. Heavy bolters are better versus a wider variety of targets, and with the way the wounding system works. And others will say, well, grenade launchers, why would you take grenade launchers over plasma? Plasma is only 2 points more, especially on infantry squads, and it's strength 7 versus a maximum of strength 6, and it is, which can be overcharged, and it is AP -3 versus AP -1, and it's 1 to 2 damage on plasma, whereas a grenade launcher is it's D3. It's a bit more random. You know what you're getting with an overcharged plasma. All of those things are very good points. All of those things is what made heavy bolters and plasma the competitive options, the most efficient options available to the Imperial Guard when 8th edition first came out. But we're not at the beginning of 8th edition anymore. We're probably at the midpoint, if any other editions are to go by. We're about to expect by the end of, in the next 2 to 3 months, we're probably going to see a big FAQ. And that's the nature of 8th edition. 8th edition is constantly shifting. Unlike previous editions where you got your codex, you looked at it and it was like, yup, that's as good as it's going to get for me. That's what I've got, and that's what I've got for the next 2 to 3 years. 8th edition's like, no, there's FAQs, there's points changes, and the codexes that are coming out and the way 8th edition plays now is very different from when we first got our Codex as Guard Commanders. So, what do I mean by that? Well, at the beginning of 8th edition, hordes were the go-to army. Okay? Everyone was taking either big blobs of orcs, or when everyone had indexes and stuff, everyone was taking big blobs of orcs, of guardsmen, nids. It was swarms for days. And everyone complained about it. Well, not everyone, but a very vocal minority complained about it. And so hordes consistently received nerfs, and elite armies started gaining more and more ways of dealing with hordes. So now elite armies have become the favourite thing again. And so naturally the efficiency of the heavy bolter has started to show. And the second thing is because it's not facing as many hordes. It's not as important having that volume of fire. And the second thing is elite armies have been getting a lot of love recently. Okay, and autocannons are very good at dealing with elite armies. That's the one thing they always had going for them. They were very good at dealing with elite infantry. Elite standard infantry, if that makes sense. Like, Primaris Marines, for example. But they're not competitive. But anyway, outside of Hellblasters, before someone types that comment. Anyway, but what do elite armies all generally have in common? They have high toughness. They have multiple wounds. But the big thing they have is invulnerable saves. And what that means is that taking the traditional weapons like plasma and heavy bolter becomes inefficient. Because if we take an example, the two most competitive things out there at the moment, Custodian Spikes and Talos, I've talked about this in another video, and Imperial Knights to a certain extent. You know, Imperial Knights are very, very competitive at the moment. All of those three top units have high toughness, high wounds, high invuln saves. Custodian Spike has a 2+ save. Worst he's going to have is a 4+ invuln. Okay, worst. An Imperial Knight, 3+ save, toughness 8. Worst he's going to have is a 5+ invuln. Talos, toughness 6, I believe. Maybe even toughness 7. But I believe it's toughness 6. With multiple wounds, and a 4+ invuln and a 3+ natural save. So the three competitive armies at the moment that we have. You know, Dark Elder, way up there. Custodes, way up there. Knights, everyone and their mum's taking a Knights in to just support their army. But let's just take a look at the autocannon and the grenade launcher versus those things. The autocannon is, if Dark Elder are the most competitive army, if you build your list to beat Dark Elder, you could beat anything. And you know what is the silver bullet against Dark Elder? Is the autocannon. Most Dark Elder things aren't very tough. Like I said, Talos are, I think, toughness 6. They might be toughness 7, but I think they're toughness 6. Heavy bolters, they're wounding those things on 5s. Autocannons, 3s or 4s. Heavy bolter, AP -1, 1 damage. So the Talos is taking a 4-up save, but it's only going to take 1 damage if you sneak it through. An autocannon, same save. So you've got a better chance. You've got the same chance of hitting, better chance of wounding, and if you do sneak that wound through, 2 damage. Boom. Same situation against Custodian Bikers. Exact same situation, except that Custodian Bikers are toughness 5, which means the heavy bolter wounds on 4s, and the autocannon definitely wounds on 3s. So you've got the autocannon, which is wounding one of the worst Death Stars on 3s, and one of the second worst Death Stars on 3s. Both of those Death Stars are affected by the AP the same amount, whether it's a heavy bolter or an autocannon, except for if you sneak a wound through with 1, you do 2 damage. Okay then, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Against Imperial Knights, exactly the same situation, except you're both hitting on the same chance, you're both wounding on the same chance, but if you sneak that wound through, 2 damage. Heavy bolters are still very good versus Imperial Knights because you get 3 shots. But so you've got a better chance to hit, you've got a better chance to sneak that wound through. But autocannons, I'd say versus Imperial Knights, autocannons and heavy bolters are now pretty equal. Now looking at grenade launchers, this is a little bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of another. What I mean by that is it's a relatively equal choice. If that's the case, why wouldn't you take the one that's 2 points cheaper? Hear me out. Against Talos, the grenade launcher, the plasma, it's going to hit on the same amount. It's going to wound on 3, so it has that advantage. But your opponent very well might put lightning reflexes on them, so it's AP -1 to hit them, which means the plasma has a very good chance of exploding and killing itself. But then if you do manage, so you're probably going to be like, oh, I don't know if to overcharge or not. And then if you don't overcharge, then you sneak that wound through, you're only going to do 1 damage. The grenade launcher, same chance of hitting, slightly worse chance of wounding, I would admit, wounding on 4s. But if you do sneak that wound through, it's D3 damage. And what you have to remember is the Talos has a 4-up invuln, which means your plasma's AP -3 is effectively useless. It's a case of, that's what I mean. So with the plasma versus the grenade launcher, the AP doesn't come into it. So what it comes down to is, right, I've got a greater chance of wounding, but less chance, but probably only going to do 1 or 2 damage. Whereas with the grenade launcher, it's like, well, I've got the same chance to hit, slightly worse odds of wounding, but if I get my wound through, I've got potential to do 3 damage. You know, it's the grenade launcher and the plasma are equal against Talos. Now against knights, the plasma is better because you can overcharge it to wound on 4s, and against custodes, to me again, it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another. Okay, because both weapons will be wounding on 3s against custodes, but the custodes will have a 4-pin run versus the plasma, whereas they'll have a 3+ save versus the grenade launcher. But again, you know, that's not a huge difference. That's a slight difference. I mean, we all know how easy is it to sneak wounds by Marines if you just keep shooting them. It happens. And, you know, we all know that. And therefore, you have a chance to do, you know, to sneak that grenade launcher past and do D3 damage. Very possibly. Now, this brings me to the last thing I want to mention, which has started to bring, for me, the grenade launcher back in to some of my armies, and flamers of all things. Again, we're going back to this concept of 8th edition has evolved, 8th edition is changing. And with that change, we've got a prevalence of high toughness, high wound units, we've got a prevalence of elite armies, but we also have a real prevalence of -1 to hit. Most, if not all, of the best armies will be able to bring -1 to hit of some variety. Okay, Dark Eldar have access to lightning reflexes. Knights, okay, they don't, I'll be fair, but they're big. But Custodes have access to their Vexilla, which gives them -1 to hit. Any Imperial army has that. And don't also forget Eldar, who are still a very good top tier army, have plenty of ability to get -1 to hit as well with the Latok. So what I've noticed, and it's kind of a reason, if you've watched my Steel Legion battle army and battle reports, you'll know that I traditionally run loads of plasma on my Leman Russes. That's starting to come out now for heavy bolters. If I could take autocannon sponsors, I would. But that's starting to come out because the plasma, I'm just doing so many wounds with all the AP -1 these days. I'm doing not AP -1, -1 to hit, sorry. I'm doing so many wounds to myself. My tech priest, who normally, you know, when I first started taking Steel Legion, who 1 tech priest was enough, I found 2 was too much. Now I'm thinking, Jesus, I need 2 tech priests. Because 1 can't keep up with all the damage I'm doing to myself because of overcharging plasma, wounding itself on 1s and 2s. So there you go, guys. I do think autocannon spam is coming back. I honestly think the autocannon is now is probably the superior choice to the heavy bolter again. I believe that. Because hordes are just not there, and it's all about elite armies again now. I am very willing to concede the point that grenade launchers are still complete shit. Very willing to concede that. I think it's probably the new go-to guard squad is going to be autocannon plasma. Okay? Because the argument is even if you don't, even if you've taken plasma, you don't have to overcharge it, which means you still got that strength 7 AP -3, which is a lot more versatile than a grenade launcher strength 6 AP -1. I'm willing to concede that grenade launchers still aren't very good, but I do believe they've got better, and the fact that they come free in every guardsman, but they're a weapon option in every box of guardsmen you buy. It means now newer players building their armies don't need to worry so much about, oh, these grenade launchers are going to be redundant when I get plasma. No, not anymore. Grenade launchers are a perfectly viable, cheap option, especially on veterans that we've discussed. But anyway, without getting distracted, tell me what you guys think. I believe autocannons especially are now the competitive choice for guard infantry squads. Okay, the competitive choice. you know, looking at Custodes, looking at Dark Elder, not just Talos, but all the Dark Elder vehicles. They all have 5 pin funds. No point taking las cannons against them. You might as well just autocannon spam. There you go. Leave lots of comments. Tell me what you think. And of course, I'll see you guys next time.